Somebody can read the shloka. Tasmat tvam sarva bhavena bhajasva parameshtinam tadgunashrayaya bhaktya bhajaniya padambujam. Yes.
Vasudha Mataji, you can read the shloka. Ansuya Mataji, the purport. Mataji, sorry, Ansuya Mataji translation. Mataji, do we read the purport also?
No need, Mataji. We'll summarize.
So Vasudha Mataji shloka and Ansuya Mataji the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Tasmat tvam sarva bhavena bhajasva paramestinam tadgunashrayaya bhaktya bhajaniya padambujam. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My dear mother, I therefore advise that you take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for his lotus feet are worth worshipping. Accept this with all devotion and love, for thus you can be situated in transcendental devotional service. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Next one, 23rd one. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayatyashu Vairagyam Jnanam Yad Brahma Darshanam.
Vrishbhanu Kanya Mataji, you read the shloka and Sarika Mataji the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Mataji shloka, yes. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janatyashu Vairagyam Gnanam Yad Brahma Darshanam. Translation.
Hare Krishna. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Engagement in Krishna consciousness and application of devotional service unto Krishna makes it possible to advance in knowledge and detachment, as well as in self-realization. Hare Krishna. 24th
one. Yadasya chittamartheshu sameshvendriya vrittibhihi na vigranati vaishamyam priyam apriyam ityuta.
Hare Krishna. Divya Gopu Mataji, you read the shloka and Krishnamurti Prabhuji the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams. Yadasya chittamartheshu samasvindriya vrittibhihi na vigrahnati vaishamyam priyam apriyam ityuta. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam Mataji.
Pranam.
Translation by Sri Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. The exalted devotee's mind becomes occupied in sensory activities, and he is transcendental to all which is transcendental to that which is agreeable and not agreeable. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, the 25th one.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, read Mataji. Somebody read the shloka.
Satadevatman Vatmanatmanam Niha Sangam Samadarshanam Heyo Padeyarihitam Arudham Padami Mikshate. Hare Krishna. Suma Mataji, you can read the translation.
Hare Krishna. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Because of his transcendental intelligence, the pure devotee is equipoised in his vision and sees himself to be uncontaminated by matter. He does not see anything as superior or inferior, and he feels himself elevated to the transcendental platform of being equal in qualities with the Supreme Person. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
The last verse for today, 26th, somebody can read.
Suma Mataji, you can read the shloka. I'll read the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Jnana matram param brahma paramatmeshwara puman drishi adibihi pratag bhavair bhagavan eka iyate. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Dr. Karpavali Mataji, you can read the translation. Hare Krishna.
Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Dandatnam. Hare Krishna. Translation by Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead alone is complete transcendental knowledge, but according to the different processes of understanding, he appears differently, either as impersonal Brahman, as Paramatma, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or as the Purusha Avatara. Thank you, Mataji.
Yes, we'll go back to the 22nd verse and try to see what is spoken in these verses today? Twenty-second verse. Yes. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Gurudev. My dear mother, I therefore advise that you take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead for his lotus feet are worth worshipping. Accept with all devotion and love, and for thus you can be situated in transcendental loving service. Now, here we see in the purport of this shloka, Prabhupada has explained the qualities of devotional service. These few shlokas just now, whatever we have read, speaks about bhakti, the qualities of bhakti, that is pure devotional service, and how it is much superior to all other processes. We have seen already in Bhagavad Gita. In this verses also, Kapila Dev is instructing his mother about the topmost position of bhakti yoga and what will be the result of such a bhakti yoga. We have read it in Gita, of course. The same thing Kapil Dev is instructing to his mother. Now, what are the qualities of bhakti? Although it is there in the purport, we will try to recollect what all we know about the qualities of bhakti yoga, Matajis. Can anybody list? What are
That is the only way to get to back to Godhead, Mataji, to get Krishna Prema.
Krishna Prema, it is the only way. To reach the spiritual abode or maybe the spiritual sky, there are other processes also. But for Krishna Prema, only Bhakti Yoga is the only way. Yes.
To attain the Lord, the Bhakti, only through Bhakti we can attain Mataji.
Attain the Lord in his
Satchitananda Swarup.
Yes. Yeah. Then any other qualities of Bhakti Yoga or Bhakti?
Uninterrupted and unmotivated bhakti.
What, Mataji?
Ahaituki anaparatihata.
That is the way you have to do bhakti. Ahaituki.
Jnana and Vairagya, Mataji.
You will get Jnana and Vairagya. Yes. Mataji, Ahaituki apratihata means that is the way one should be doing bhakti. That is, what is the meaning of Ahaituki and apratihata?
Uninterrupted and unmotivated.
Unmotivated. That is the way of doing bhakti. But what is the qualities of bhakti? As you say, it will give you Jnana and Vairagya and
Mataji,
Bhava Bhakti.
constantly thinking and serving Krishna, Mataji.
That is bhakti process. That is the process of bhakti. Constant
Moksha, bliss and all that, Mataji.
What, Mataji?
Moksha, bliss, ecstasy.
That is all the results of bhakti.
Detachment, Mataji.
Detachment. That is the result of bhakti that we will see in the 23rd verse. The qualities of bhakti, if you see in the purport itself, Mataji, can you go down a little bit? The first word used is Parameshtim, that is the Supreme Lord. And then little bit up, Mataji. Parameshti means the Supreme Person. And here Kapil Dev advised his mother that she should take the shelter of the lotus feet of his mother. And how she should take the shelter of the lotus feet? Sarva Bhavena, in all loving ecstasy. With complete bhava, one has to take shelter of the Supreme Lord. And the phrase also, Tad Gunashraya Bhaktya. That is, this is the word we have to understand about bhakti. See, bhakti first is transcendental. We know that bhakti is a transcendental process. It is not a punya karma. We see it in offenses of chanting also. Chanting itself is called a transcendental activity. It is not a pious activity. So bhakti is, first the quality is that it is transcendental process. The very process is transcendental. How many of you knew about this, Matajis? This is very important quality of bhakti, that is, it's a transcendental process. It has got no material activity in it. That is what Prabhupada writes here. This means that discharging devotional service unto Krishna is transcendental. It is not a material activity.
Though we read, Mataji, that realization was not there, Mataji. Chanting is a transcendental activity.
Yes. But in the offenses of chanting, it comes. That chanting is not any other pious, meritorious, karmakanda activity. It is a transcendental process. It is a spiritual activity. Yes. That is the first quality of bhakti, that bhakti is transcendental. Mataji, can you come a little bit lower? Devotional service in Krishna. Can you just... One more quality of bhakti is mentioned here. Prabhupada mentions, bhakti is therefore nirguna. We usually attach this word nirguna to whom?
Lord Mataji, Supreme Lord.
So Lord, we say he is nirguna. But bhakti is also nirguna. Why? Devotional service in full Krishna conscious is the only means for attaining the highest perfection of life for the human being. So Kapil Dev has recommended this to his mother and says bhakti is therefore nirguna, free from all tinges of material qualities. And Prabhupada elucidates this further and says that although we discharge the devotional service, it appears to be like material activities, it is never saguna or contaminated by material qualities. That is the greatness, that is the importance of bhakti. Any activity you do to serve the Lord is a transcendental activity. It appears as material activities. So here, the quality is that it is nirgun. And next phrase here important to understand, tad gunashrayaya, means the Lord Krishna's transcendental qualities are so sublime that there is no need to divert one's attention to any other activities. So in this particular purport, Prabhupada has explained about the nature of bhakti, the very qualities of bhakti. And also, the second line, what Prabhupada, a few lines he writes, his behavior with the devotees is so exalted that a devotee need not try to divert his attention to any other worship. So Prabhupada very strongly condemns any other processes of worship. And he says that when you have the most direct, the most powerful, the most simple process of bhakti, you don't have to take up any other difficult process. Mataji, when we say that bhakti is a transcendental process, though it appears like material activities, what is the material activity part of it which we are doing in bhakti, though it is not material?
Karmas, Mataji, that varnashrama dharma, what we are doing.
No. In the process of discharging devotional service to the Lord, what are the material activities we are doing?
Making bhoga.
Bhoga. Mataji, simple, cleaning the altar, going and buying fruits and vegetables, getting flowers, doing any other arti using the gross material elements or whatever material items we are using to offer to the Lord. All these appear like all material things and material activities, but the process is transcendental. And bhakti doesn't have any, it's not contaminated by material qualities, because in the bhakti, who is the object of worship?
Supreme Lord.
Supreme.
So Mataji,
Krishna.
by doing bhakti, we are actually converting the material stuff into
Into
spiritual.
Correct. Because anything that comes in contact with the Supreme Lord becomes spiritual. So all these material items we use or the processes we take up, the material activities which we do, when we relate it to Krishna and we do it in relation to Krishna, and because Krishna has got all transcendental qualities, everything transforms to being pure, spiritual, and transcendental. And also, he reciprocates with his devotees. And he's so compassionate, so merciful towards his devotees that one need not take up any other process of worship. And for that, Prabhupada gives the example that Putana came to kill Krishna by poisoning him, but because Krishna was pleased to suck her breast, she was given the same position as his mother. So this is the proof of the fact that anything that comes in relation to the Lord will be purified, or anybody who comes in in association of the Lord will get the exalted position. So then Prabhupada writes, what is the difficulty for a person who is favorably worshipping Krishna? If Putana herself could get such an exalted position, what to speak of others who are actually favorably worshipping Krishna? They will definitely, Krishna reciprocates with them and they will go and associate with the Lord in the spiritual world. So the religious activities, Prabhupada has summarized, there are two kinds of religious activities. One for material advancement and other for spiritual advancement. So in any case, for whatever advancement you want, if you want to take, if you take the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, you will attain perfection. So here he concludes this purport by saying that why then should one go to any demigod? So in the other commentaries, what are the two margas by which one progresses in spiritual path, Matajis? Two different paths of progress. You're not understanding the question. You know that answer.
Pancharatrika Marg.
Mataji, Pancharatrika is the deity worship vidhana.
Pravritti marg, pravritti marg.
Correct.
Pravritti marg.
Nivritti and
Pravritti marg and Nivritti marg. Can anybody say two lines about Pravritti marg and Nivritti marg?
Pravritti Marg is what you do in the material for your sense gratification. And Nivritti Marg is the Bhakti Marg where you do everything for Krishna.
Mataji, slight improvisation. Pravritti marg is the marg of enjoyment and elevating gradually to come to a point of detachment. When you enjoy, Mataji, after a point, you lose desire for enjoyment. When you've had enough enjoyment, you don't want it further. So you elevate yourself gradually and then maybe at some point come to a point of detachment from everything. That is the Pravritti marg. Nivritti marg is the path of giving up all enjoyments. So Bhakti marg is different from these two, Mataji. So Nivritti marg is Nivritti. You are giving up. You know that this is not good to engage in this kind of sense enjoyment. So you start giving up whatever the activities of enjoyment. That is the Nivritti marg. So Kapila Dev basically says to his mother, don't think about Pravritti marg, Nivritti marg. Don't have to give up. See, in Bhakti marg, that is also very important. That is what we will discuss in 23rd verse. You don't have to give up anything. What should we do? What should we do?
We must connect everything to Krishna.
Doubtile all activities. Everything to Krishna.
All activities, all the things, everything, you just dovetail it to Krishna. So giving up also is not required. So Kapil Dev tells his mother, no Pravritti marg, no need of Nivritti marg, just follow the Bhakti marg. Just change everything, transform everything, dovetail everything to Krishna. Everything is become perfect. Mataji, till here, is it clear? Or is it some things you couldn't understand so that we can go further to the next verse?
Hare Krishna
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
The third
Yes,
quality,
Mataji.
third quality Mataji. What is the third quality Mataji?
Mataji, Bhakti is transcendental and then it
Nirguna.
Nirguna. And Mataji, then we spoke about Krishna's qualities.
Okay.
Krishna's quality is transcendental. So anything that comes in relation to Krishna will become transcendent.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah.
I have a small doubt. Kapila philosophy, Sankhya Yoga is the analytical study, right?
Mataji,
Why
I couldn't
we
understand.
talk
Mataji,
about-
voice is not clear.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Kapila philosophy, generally Sankhya Yoga, we say it's analytical study of the devotional services. Understanding the
Matter and
elements.
spirit.
Matter and spirit. Sankhya
Yeah.
Yoga is
Also,
study of matter and spirit. Yeah.
But we also emphasize on Bhakti Yoga, right?
Yes. Mataji, he is Kapil Dev, the Supreme Lord. So gradually when he started, like Krishna started in the second chapter of Gita with Sankhya Yoga, but later brought it to Bhakti Yoga, even Kapil Dev has instructed the same method.
Very good. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
We can go to-
Mataji,
yes, ma'am.
Mataji, when we say that can you hear me properly?
Yeah, I can.
When
Yeah.
we say we have to dowtel everything unto Krishna, we don't have to minus anything out. We don't
Yeah.
have to leave anything.
Yeah.
For example, how do we in practical life, when suppose we are taking care of our children and we are like after them to study or to facilitating their career or helping them in that way, how do we have Krishna in that? While we are doing that, how do we have Krishna in our? How do we dowtel this to Krishna?
Mataji, if you have to take care of your children or choose their careers or help them, guide them, do whatever in their life, that is the duties of the Grahasthashram, Mataji. So Grahastha also comes under the Varnashrama duties. And Varnashrama is also a stepping stone for spiritual advancement. So though they are apparently material activities only, but you do it with the conscious that this is the responsibility Krishna has given to me. I am guiding these children for their better living. And it is also, that is why suggested in Varnashrama that you have to make your children also spiritual. In the sense, you have to guide them in Krishna conscious also. Though at present we all face these challenges, this is also part of our Grahasthashram duties, which comes under Varnashrama. And Varnashrama is also the process recommended by Krishna only, Mataji. If you do it as a duty, then it is Krishna conscious activity.
Haribol. Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much for the clarity.
Yes. We'll go to the next verse, 23rd verse. Engagement in Krishna consciousness and application of devotional service unto Krishna make it possible to advance in knowledge and detachment as well as in self-realization. So this is the result of Bhakti Yoga. We saw the qualities of Bhakti in the 22nd verse. These are the results of Bhakti process. What happens? Advancement in knowledge and detachment as well as self-realization. When one advances in knowledge, what is actually advancement in spiritual knowledge, Mataji?
Purification, Mataji.
Okay. What else can you say? What comes to your mind? Advancement in knowledge.
Knowledge.
What comes to your mind? When advanced knowledge means what?
Mataji, there we are able to practically not see ourselves as body and function on the soul platform.
Correct. Yeah. Then what else?
Getting closer to Krishna, Mataji.
Getting closer to Krishna. Yes. Then
we learn to serve the Lord, Mataji.
we want
Learn
to
to serve the Lord.
Yes.
Less attachment to the material this thing, Mataji.
Correct.
Taking the constitutional position, Mataji.
Yes. Always remembering that we are Krishna's eternal servants.
Service.
Yes. And any other advancement in knowledge? What is the
everybody? We try to see that the Lord is existing in everybody, Mataji. So we start to respect them also.
Yes.
We accumulate the quality of compassion, Mataji.
Yes. Okay.
And
We
Mataji,
get detached from other things, Mataji. We get detached and then priority towards bhakti.
Yes.
And all the good things that are happening to us, we see it as Krishna's mercy, and all the bad things that that's happening, we dovetail. I mean, we think that it is our karma.
Yes.
We crave for devotee association, Mataji.
Yes.
We learn humility, Mataji, humility and self-control.
Yes. Yes. Self-control. All this is advancement.
And we try to know our defects, Mataji, like only with that we can.
Correct. So this is advancement for us. What is the ultimate advancement in knowledge which the gopis exhibited?
Prema, Mataji.
Unconditional.
Prema is a feeling, Mataji. From the knowledge point of view, I'm asking. What is the advanced knowledge which the gopis had? And everybody wants to have that knowledge only, if you want to attain Krishna.
Nothing else, only Krishna for them, Mataji.
No, only they want to please Krishna. That
only
is the
Krishna they have to please, at most.
That's it. Only pleasing Krishna. How
Nothing
Krishna
else.
is pleased. So that is the ultimate knowledge. The gopis had that knowledge. That's why they are considered the topmost of the jnanis also. Gopis are not only topmost bhaktas, they are the topmost jnanis also. Because if you please Krishna, there is nothing else beyond that you have to do. Or you can do also. Pleasing Krishna is the ultimate knowledge. And detachment. Automatically we say with bhakti we get detachment. Just now Matajis have all listed about all this. That detachment from where, Matajis? We know material things, material enjoyments, material activities. What else can come under detachment?
From the body itself, Mataji.
Body itself. From the designations of the body. Male, female, I'm a so-and-so's wife, I'm so-and-so's, I belong to so-and-so family, so-and-so country, this is my qualification, this is my position. So detachment from designations, detachment from the very bodily concept. And all
from this material world also.
Yes.
Sorry, Mataji.
Yes. So all this can be attained through the process of bhakti. Like how Prabhupada in the purport has given, that when you can do all this by bhakti to Krishna, when you can get the ultimate knowledge, when you can get ultimate detachment, then why approach demigods for all this? Now, one more line Prabhupada mentions here, one cannot discover how such good qualities develop in the body of a devotee, but actually it happens. Can all the good qualities be manifested, Mataji? Can it be developed on our own strength and on our own capability?
No,
All the
Mataji.
divine
No,
qualities
Mataji.
are mentioned.
No,
Divine
Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji.
No, Mataji, with Krishna's mercy only.
Mercy of the devotees and
Mercy devotees and
Krishna's
Krishna.
mercy.
By associating with highly elevated souls, Mataji, we get that thing.
So
Adaption.
divine qualities will manifest automatically when one does pure devotional service. So we can develop these qualities of tolerance, forgiveness, patience to a certain extent only. If we try also, Mataji, when they say be good, do good, develop all these good qualities, remove all the anarthas from you, it can happen on our own capability to only a certain extent. But if you want to really get all those pure qualities, then only bhakti yoga is the process. That's why Prabhupada writes, one cannot discover how such good qualities develop in the body of a devotee, but actually it happens. And he gives the instance of an hunter who was taking pleasure in killing animals, but after becoming a devotee, he was not prepared to kill even an ant. Who is he, Mataji?
Valmiki.
So from where? I mean, he was actually killing animals, is to kill them not completely also. He is to leave them half alive so that they will suffer and die. So that was his conscience. And from that level, he came to a point where he was not even prepared to kill an ant. So that kind of transformation happens because of following the process of bhakti. So Prabhupada has given in the very purport that those who are very eager to advance in transcendental knowledge can engage themselves in pure devotional service without wasting time in mental speculation. And then darshanam, that one more word, Brahma darshanam, is very significant here. What is that Brahma darshanam? Darshan means what, Mataji? When we say we are going for darshan, darshan means what?
Vision, Mataji. We are getting the
To see.
See. Seeing face to face. Prabhupada gives here the word meaning darshanam, meaning of the word is that face to face. And darshan can happen, face to face can happen if the seer and seen are both persons. Otherwise, there is no darshan. So the impersonal aspect of what is discussed, which is also a type of realization. Who remembers the Bhagavatam shloka in the first canto, second chapter, Mataji's? Tadvid.
Mataji, repeat the question, Mataji.
The first
Vadanti
verse.
tattva vidastatvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdyate.
So what is the meaning of this?
The transcendentalists who realize the God in the three different Mataji.
Three different features. What are they?
Brahma, Paramatma, and Bhagavan.
Bhagavan. But face to face, darshan can happen. Will it happen in, in Brahman or Paramatma?
No, Mataji.
Face to face will happen in the Bhagavan feature. When we accept the Lord as a person, we are also persons, and then we will be able to see the Lord face to face, and he can see us. He, of course, can see us anytime, but we will see the Lord face to face. In the other two features, Brahman and Paramatma, the face-to-face aspect will not be there because their knowledge, their understanding, and their desire is something else. But that is also a type of realization. Anyway, we'll discuss in the coming shlokas. The next shloka, Mataji, 24th one. (32.24). The exalted devotee's mind becomes equipoised in sensory activities and he is transcendental to that which is agreeable and not agreeable. So this is the shloka we have to understand for our practical implementation and understanding. this is the result. We read about the results of bhakti, that we get advanced knowledge, we get detachment, we go in the path of self-realization. Now coming to the 24th verse, it says about the result of advanced knowledge or gaining advanced knowledge. What already Matajis have given the answer, that one becomes equipoised. But Prabhupada in the purport has explained it a little more further when he say what is the meaning of equipoised first?
From the dualities, he'll be very far, like pain and pleasure.
Yes.
Equal vision.
Equal
Well
vision.
balanced.
What's the meaning of
Well
equal
balanced,
vision? What is equal vision?
Itoshna Sukha Dukkada, that shloka they say.
That is the dualities. You are not affected by any dualities. And what is equal vision?
Not to feel anybody is high or low, to see everyone with
Which is the
with
shloka
the
in
same
Bhagavad
vision.
Gita, Mataji? Pandita Samadarshina shloka, what is it?
Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shuni Chay Shopake Chena Pandita Samadarshina.
So what is the meaning of that verse?
He equally sees even if it is a dog or even if it is the same person. So he doesn't differentiate between the two individuals, like different bodies, but the same Paramatma is residing in everybody.
Everybody. So that is equivision, equipoise, that you're not affected by dualities. And dualities means good, bad, victory, defeat, happiness, sorrow. And just now when Mataji was saying anything that good happens, we say it is the mercy of the Lord. Anything that bad happens, it is our karma. So this is a certain level in our knowledge and understanding. But Prabhupada has gone further and has mentioned that he can understand that in the material world, there is nothing good. How many of you can accept this statement, Matajis? There's nothing good in this material world. Prabhupada makes a very strong statement.
True, Mataji.
True? Nothing is good in this.
No,
material.
Mataji. Harinam Sankirtan is good.
Bhakti is good, no, Mataji. In this material world only we can do bhakti.
We are so fortunate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apart from that.
Okay. But Prabhupada, why is it written? In what sense Prabhupada has written? He can understand that in the material world there is nothing good. Then he comes. Why?
Bodily platform, Mataji.
Yeah.
Bodily platform.
Yeah. See, that's why he is written in the very next line. Everything is bad due to its being contaminated by material nature. See, even the good, the sato guna also has certain drawbacks. And we know what are the drawbacks of sato guna. Yes, Matajis?
There is a chance of gliding down to the Rajoguna and Mataji again.
Okay, and what else? In
Satoguna, we reach the Swargaloka, which is also, we will be going down only because again we
the
have to
material
come
world
here.
itself.
There's no bhakti over
Satoguna,
there.
there is an element always, it's mentioned in the, even if you read the books like
Pride,
this.
pride will come, Mataji.
Pride will come, that we are doing all good things, we are good people. So that pride also will be a cause of downfall or bondage. If not downfall, we can say bondage to this material world, because pride also should not be there in the jiva. Only pride the soul can have is that he is the servant of Krishna and nothing else. So the materialist conclusion of good and bad, moral and immoral are simply mental concoction or sentiment. So basically, this duality is affecting us, or our vision being different is because of our perception, sense perceptions, mental concoctions, or sentiments. And next line is very important. Not next line. Actually, there is nothing good in the material world. In the spiritual field, everything is absolutely good. There is no inability in the spiritual varieties. All the dualities exist in the material world. So, moment we can rise above all this. When you are above this mental concoction, sentiments, dualities, then what is the platform you have attained, Matajis? Basically, you have crossed over the trigunas, gunatita. What is the platform?
Shuddha Sattva.
Transcendental Brahmabhuta platform.
Brahmabhuta. Yes, Mataji.
Brahmabhuta platform. So from that Brahmabhuta platform, nothing actually appears good or bad or immoral or moral. Everything is the same. So that state is called the being in the most elevated transcendental position. So first he gets some kind of knowledge, then he gets detachment, and then he will get the actual transcendental knowledge, Vijnana. So because of which, what happens is, once you have come to the Brahmabhuta platform, you have acquired the transcendental qualities which are there in the Lord. So one becomes qualitatively one with the Lord. And that platform, Brahmabhuta's platform, is called the liberated platform. You have attained liberation, although you're in this material world. So this purport basically explains that there is nothing which is agreeable, non-agreeable, good, bad, nothing. All these are there only in this material world. In the absolute platform, nothing matters. Everything is the same. Yes. Next verse, 25th verse. Because of his transcendental intelligence, the pure devotee is equipoised in his vision and sees himself to be uncontaminated by matter. He does not see anything as superior or inferior, and he feels himself elevated to the transcendental platform of being equal in qualities with the Supreme Person. Now, being equipoised in his vision, he sees himself also uncontaminated by matter. That means he has now completely detached himself, arisen above the bodily concept. He is able to see himself as the soul, pure soul. Why any kind of disagreement or, the dualities appear is because of attachment. Moment the soul is completely unattached to its body, there is nothing which appears to him as material or having dualities. And he has no personal attachment. So he has nothing, no question of agreeing or disagreeing. And for this, Prabhupada writes, for the service of the Lord, he can accept anything, even though it may be disagreeable to his personal interest. And the example he has given is Arjuna at first fighting was not agreeable, but he understood and he actually fought because of Krishna. What else? What else examples can you give, Mataji? Where it was not in their personal interest. Mataji?
Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj.
Bali Maharaj. Yes. Though he was told by his guru Shukracharya not to give up his kingdom or whatever. He says, don't even promise the 3 feet of land, but he gave it. Then who else?
Parikshit Maharaj, Mataji.
Parikshit Maharaj. In what sense, Mataji, Parikshit Maharaj?
Mataji, like he was being cursed by the Shamika Muni's son, Mataji. Yes. And only because of he should have
he could
counteracted the curse, but he took death as his own, as the will of the Lord, Mataji. And
yes. And we have the present example of
Shrimad Bhagavatam.
Srila Prabhupada. Was it in his interest, Mataji, at the age of 65 to leave Vrindavan and roam around and go in the steamer to America?
No, Mataji.
Got the instruction of his guru, Mataji.
His guru wanted him to go.
That's all. And Guru and Krishna, that's what his Guru instructed him. He wanted to serve Krishna, though it was not actually in his personal interest. Everybody would think at 65, he can just do his own spiritual practice in Vrindavan and leave the body in Vrindavan. Why does he have to do this? But Prabhupada took up this kind of a pain at that age, and the benefit of what Prabhupada did, we all are having now today. If Prabhupada hadn't done this, we don't know how many of us would have ever come to know about all this. So for the pleasure of the Lord, for the service of the Lord, the soul can take up anything. He will not think about his own personal interest. So that is the topmost consciousness one has to develop. That is the topmost position of a pure devotee, because he doesn't see anything for his own self. And coming to that, he doesn't see any difference between what is good, what is bad, what should be offered, what should not be offered. For them, 1 second, Mataji. Everything is the same. Mataji, you remember the pastime of Panduranga? How did he get his Makar Kundal?
Some fisherman gifted the fishes, Mataji, and then he used it as a earring.
Yes. 1 second, Mataji. So here, if you go by any principle or the bhakti yoga processes or what is to be offered, what is not to be offered, if we go by that standard, fish can it be offered, Mataji?
No, Mataji.
Will we ever think of doing that?
No, Mataji. But people in
If
Orissa,
we are in that, if we are in that state, we can, Mataji, maybe, probably.
In
But
Orissa, they
Mataji,
do to Amman Mataji, they do to Durga Devi जो भी वहां पे worshipable है, उनको तो वो fish offer करते हैं. But here, I don't know whether they offer it to Jagannath or something, Mataji.
no, they may not be offering Mataji, but they eat. That's what I heard.
They eat. The Brahmins also eat.
Yeah.
Brahmins in Bengal eat, and for the marriages also, fish also is a part of the ceremony actually.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. So, but whether they are doing it for their pleasure or for the Lord's pleasure, we have to see the difference, Mataji. So, in the absolute platform, what is offered, what is to be offered, what is not to be offered, what is acceptable, unacceptable, everything is irrelevant, because the conscious of the devotee, the power of the devotee is what matters. Like we know about the Gopi Chandan, the Raj of Vrindavan, which the Gopis sent. Anything we touch with our feet, can we offer it to the Lord? We can't.
No, Mataji, their bhava was very high.
That's it. So in that absolute platform, only bhava is there and only bhava matters. And that platform, Brahmabhuta platform, we can see the Lord and we can reciprocate with the Lord in person. So Prabhupada has written in the last line, for his personal interest, there is nothing which is agreeable or disagreeable. Everything is done for the Lord, and therefore he is free from attachment and detachment also. What is the meaning of he is free from attachment is fine, and detachment also he is free. What does it mean? And he calls this the transcendental stage of neutrality. What is this? He is free from detachment. First we say we have to be detached. Now we say that he is free from detachment also. What does it mean?
Mataji, he doesn't see himself as body, so there's nothing to detach then.
Separation from body, Mataji.
He
Soul
just
and
performs any action as a servitor, Mataji. Whatever the Lord says, he does, Mataji.
Correct.
He will not detach anything.
Yes. So he will not give up anything. If it is required to please the Lord, as a service to the Lord, as an instruction of the Lord, he will do it. The example is also given. Arjun, fighting is bad, killing people is bad. And he first said, I will go and beg in the forest or become a sannyasi. But moment the Lord instructed him, he just took it up. So no question of detachment. He took up and he fought the entire battle. So that is called transcendental stage of neutrality, where you are not attached to anything, you're not detached from anything. Everything you do as a service to the Lord. In fact, we see how Prabhupada used to use all the modern gadgets, typewriters, printing press, because this is how he had to help this movement to progress. He used aircrafts, he used cars, and in the interviews, reporters used to ask him, how come a sannyasi and you are using all this? He says, anything in the service of the Lord is fine, as long as you don't get attached to it and you don't use it for your own pleasure. If for the pleasure of the Lord, in the service of the Lord, anything and everything can be used. In his Guru, Bhakti Siddhanta also used to travel in expensive cars. And then when people asked, why? How come you being a sannyasi? He simply used to say, we are the children of the most richest person. So for serving him, if we can use some of this, it's nothing wrong in it. And the devotees of the Lord need not be completely, give up everything and act like mendicants. They can be rich and opulent also, but use the things also. But in the conscious, it is only for the service of the Lord. We have Kulshekar Alvar, who was a king, a completely detached soul, but anything and everything he would use only in the service of the Lord. Yudhishthir Maharaj, the Pandavas, at the end, they became literally the rulers of the entire earth planet. But in their conscience, they always served the Lord. But they had opulence, which even Indra used to envy. So no question of attachment, detachment. Everything is for the service of the Lord. That level is the actual platform of transcendental platform. Yes. Next one. The last shloka for today. The Supreme Personality of Godhead alone is complete transcendental knowledge, but according to the different processes of understanding, he appears differently, either as impersonal Brahman, as Paramatma, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or as the Purusha avatars. So this is what is that that verse, the three kinds of realizations. We have the Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan features. So here there are the different processes of Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and following whichever process one follows, you will get that kind of realization. So Prabhupada has explained that Jnana Yoga, one may understand the Lord as impersonal Brahman. By Ashtanga Yoga, a Paramatma. But in Bhakti Yoga, one will get the realization of the Supreme Person, Bhagavan. So this line is very important in the purport. The transcendence is realized simply on the basis of knowledge. What is the meaning of it? The transcendence is realized simply on the basis of knowledge.
Knowledge from the scriptures, Mataji.
Mataji?
By studying
Knowledge.
scriptures.
Studying scriptures. Yeah, then what else?
You give up all these things once you get knowledge, Mataji.
Yes, once you get the knowledge. Mataji, once you get the knowledge and understanding of
Yes.
the Brahman feature, the Paramatma feature, and Bhagavan feature. But in Bhakti Yoga, you get the knowledge and you can understand that the Lord is a supreme person. That's why Prabhupada says Supreme Personality of Godhead, to show and say that he is a person. Then you can see, when you know he is a person, then you will also be convinced with the fact that you can reciprocate with that person. And then the desire to associate with that person arises. And then when we serve that Lord, and we then develop attachment towards that Lord, and we experience Ananda. So the basis of everything first is the knowledge. Hearing, and then we start understanding. And then when we start implementing the process, we come to the point of realization.
We also understand then Mataji, that we are nothing.
Yes.
Nothing at all. That understanding
We are
comes.
the servitors of the Lord.
Yes,
if we can
yes,
get that
Mataji.
understanding, that is fine. Then we automatically, all other things will go away.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. So here, Bhagavan. Bhagavan means he is full of six opulences. We know the shloka: wealth, fame, strength, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation. The Lord is complete in that. But he also has other features like the Paramatma feature and the Brahman feature. They are the secondary features of realization. Bhagavan has even the Paramatma feature and the impersonal Brahman feature in him. So come to the last purport, Mataji, ultimately to understand. Yes, so ultimately to understand the Supreme Person, one has to accept Bhakti Yoga. By executing Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, one has to eventually approach the Bhakti Yoga platform. And then Paramatma, Ishwar, Puman are all understood. So Mataji, only by doing Jnana Yoga or Dhyana Yoga will one get to the ultimate realization? Isn't an element of Bhakti required in that also?
Yes, Mataji. Only through Bhakti we can attain.
Only if you follow the process blindly, it will not happen. The element of Bhakti has to be there in it. Then only you may get to the platform of impersonal Brahman or to even Paramatma realization, because there has to be an element of Bhakti. So Prabhupada has explained here, the one Supreme Personality of Godhead reveals himself to different thinkers as the Supreme Person or impersonal Brahman or Paramatma. Impersonalists merge into the impersonal Brahman, but that is not achieved by worshipping the impersonal Brahman. If one takes devotional service and at the same time desires to merge with the existence, he can achieve it. Only by Jnana one cannot attain. Only by Ashtanga Yoga one cannot attain. There has to be a Bhakti in that. So instead of taking up the other processes in the yoga ladder, if one can do Bhakti, take up Bhakti Yoga, everything else is included in that. So devotee of the Lord can see the Lord face to face, not the Jnanis, not the Ashtanga Yogis. They cannot reciprocate with the Lord. They cannot interact with the Lord, because that is exclusively reserved for the pure devotees of the Lord, who can become associates of the Lord. Yes, Mataji has sent, Suma Manoj Mataji has sent a shloka, Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati. Yes. Only the devotees can know the Lord and nobody else. And here, one more line is mentioned. There is no evidence in the scripture stating that by cultivating knowledge of worshipping the impersonal Lord, one can become a personal associate of the Lord. So if one has to become a personal associate, one has to do bhakti only. And examples are given here that some yogis see the four-handed Vishnu sitting within the heart, and therefore in their case also the Lord is invisible. Brahman effulgence or Brahma Jyoti is actually the impersonal effulgence, which some of the Jnanis want to go and merge in that effulgence. It is actually a cover. It covers. It's actually the effulgence from the Lord's body. And this Brahma Jyoti covers the face of the Lord. So for Jnanis and Yogis also the Lord is invisible. Only for the devotees, the Lord is visible. Drishya Adibihi. So the Lord can be visible and invisible also, but for the devotees, he becomes visible. For others, he is still invisible. So the original Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the basis of this impersonal Brahman and Paramatma. And the devotees want to realize the Supreme Lord as Bhagavan and nothing else. And if he is not a person, then there is no relevance of a thing called his personal abode. Dhama Paramam Mama, that the supreme abode of the Lord. If there is no person, then what is the question of an abode? So there is a supreme abode, there is the supreme Lord, and one's destination. Prabhupada concludes this sloka by saying one has to make one's destination the supreme abode of the Lord. Wherever the Lord resides, it's our goal, and the destination is that we also go and reside with him. Now, we know in Bhagavad Gita, there is a verse, Mataji, that when you do Bhakti Yoga, you get the benefit of doing all other yogas or all other beneficially karma kanda activities. Which is the verse? 8th chapter, last verse. Can anybody say? Vedeshu yagneshu tapashu chaiva daneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam
Atyeti yat sarvam idam ka yogi param sthanam upayati chadyam.
Yeah. A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from studying the Vedas, performing sacrifices, undergoing austerities, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all these, and at the end, he reaches the supreme eternal abode. So the benefit of Bhakti Yoga, you get the result of doing every other activity, auspicious activity plus spiritual activity, and most importantly, you get the benefit of reaching the supreme destination. So in these few verses, Kapil Dev basically instructs his mother to take up Bhakti Yoga and give up all other paths. In fact, in Bhagavatam, in the commentary of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur of this particular verse, Bhanu Maharaj has stated a few verses where he says that Bhagavatam verse of 11th chapter, 11th canto, 20th chapter, 32-33 verse. Yat karma bhir, yat tapasa jnana vairagyatascha yat yogena dana dharmena shreyo bhir iterer api sarvam madbhakti yogena madbhakto labhate anjasa swargapavargam madhama kathanchid yadi vanchati. Everything that can be achieved by karma, penance, jnana, vairagya, mystic yoga, charity, dharma, and all other auspicious means of perfecting life is easily achieved by my devotee through bhakti. If somehow or the other my devotee desires swarga, liberation, or residence in my abode, he can easily achieve such benedictions. So pure bhakti yoga can actually give the benefit of whatever one wants, desires, or doesn't want, or doesn't even imagine. He can get so many perfections and benefits. So topmost process is bhakti yoga, pure bhakti, ananya bhakti. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji, any doubts in this?
Mataji, you were going to tell something about Pandurang. Can you please, in very short?
About
the fish, something happened, no? You was talking something.
Mataji, yeah. One fisherman came and he had only 2 fish. And he just said, I don't have anything else. And he offered it to, Vithoba. And the Lord just accepted his offering and put it as his earrings, Mataji.
Oh, that's why he was.
Yes,
That's why he was
that is why
earring.
he has fish earrings, Mataji. That is the pastime behind. And we were discussing it that how can somebody offer fish to the Lord? But the bhava of the fisherman is that he doesn't have anything else except offering this fish, and the Lord accepted because his bhava was so pure. He wanted to give something to the Lord, and whatever he had, he just gave it. That's all. So the conscious behind, Mataji, that, we think of sometimes, rules and regulations, but if the conscious of a soul is pure, then nothing as such is pure and impure. For the Lord, everything is pure. Everything is his creation. So he doesn't see any difference as such, but he sees the bhava with which the devotee is offering. Shabari also, she actually ate whatever the berries and offered to Lord Ramachandra. But actually, according to rules and regulations, we are not supposed to taste anything. But of course, the bhava of Shabari is somewhat very, very high. In fact, I recently heard in a lecture that she was instructed by Matanga Muni to wait in the ashram when she was 5 years old. And Ram came when she was 90 years old. For 85 years, she waited for Lord Ramachandra. And every day she used to keep the ashram ready that today Ramchandra will come. So in that conscious, she has served Lord Ramachandra. So the Lord accepted it also.
Thank you, Mataji, for this explanation.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, I just wanted an example, Mataji, like Pravritti Marga and Nivritti Marga. Who will do that, Mataji? I didn't get that. I could not understand.
Mataji, when people go through this normal Varnashrama, Mataji, from a Brahmacharya to Grahastha, then you go to Vanaprastha, that is the Pravritti Marga. You are going through the process gradually. You are doing all whatever is prescribed in each ashram. In Grahastha ashram, you live a regulated life, but there is a life of enjoyment also. You finish that enjoyment and then you go to Vanaprastha, and then the men can go for sannyasa and ladies are not allowed. So this is the gradual progress Marga, Mataji. After you go on enjoying, you kind of get detached from everything. Nivritti Marga means you don't get into these enjoyments only. You just give up everything and be away from all sense gratificatory activities. Like basically, you take up the sannyasa order, brahmacharya order. So you're giving up all material sense enjoyment activities. That is the Nivritti Marga.
So it is not for devotees at all, Mataji?
No, you do bhakti, automatically you can develop detachment, and you wouldn't want to enjoy anything for yourself. You will do everything for the pleasure of the Lord. That is why they say Pravritti Marga, Nivritti Marga, no need to follow anything, just do bhakti, everything will be taken. When you take up the bhakti yoga process, every other process is there and everything else will be adjusted because you're keeping Krishna in center. Moment Krishna is in center, everything falls in place, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
So you don't have to artificially give up anything also. Just keep doing whatever you're doing, but only in Krishna in center.
Yes, Mataji. That will ultimately take us.
That's
good.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Like we said in the class, Mataji, we should not be proud. Even that will keep us in the material world itself. So, is it even good to feel proud as we are the servants of the Lord or devotees of the Lord?
Yeah,
because
but that's a very advanced feeling, Mataji. That's a very, very advanced bhava. One should not pretend. If you have developed that bhava, even the gopis of Vrindavan compete with each other. I am the better servitor of Krishna and Radha. So they also have pride in serving the Lord and they all compete with each other. But that is a very advanced bhava in the transcendental level.
Okay, Mataji. No, Mataji, we are also having that pride, Mataji. Like whenever we see other demigod worshippers or something like that, somehow, and after that only we realize, Mataji, we are having that pride all the time. That we
Mataji,
are
at our level, we should not have. That kind of pride should be only with somebody who is actually attained that platform. See, Mataji, when we see that we are worshippers of Krishna, we are serving Krishna, all these people are demigod worshippers, we cannot have the pride because, Mataji, we haven't given up any of our, completely, not any, we haven't still given up any of our, all our material desires. If you are having even a single material desire, then you should not be proud of the fact that you are the servant of Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Correct.
If you are having that pride, I am only the servant of Krishna, then you shouldn't have a single desire for yourself, only the service to Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
And Mataji, we feel that because now we know that we have the knowledge that Krishna is supreme and being his servant is our eternal constitutional position. But we should always look at the others who are doing worship of various other demigods as people who are maybe a little less fortunate because they don't have the right knowledge. We, for whatever reason, we have come in contact or in touch with this knowledge, and by the mercy of devotees, we have come to this realization. And those souls have not yet come. So we should just have compassion. That's all, nothing more than that.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Yes.
Mataji, I just want, yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, you ask. Next I will ask.
Yes, Mataji.
Padma Mataji, you can ask Mataji.
Yeah, okay. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji.
Just a small question. Yes, I have not got any, a proper answer to this question.
What?
Same thing. Now we are staying in this building complex. For Ganpati, this festival, they come and ask for donation. They go from door to door, and we all have to give. Even if you give less, they say no, all have given like this. So we can't refuse.
Okay.
So what is your opinion? Should we give donation because it's become compulsory? Is it okay?
Give it, Mataji. And Ganpati is also the servitor of Krishna. So like we do our Prabhupada appearance day, the devotee of the Lord is glorified. So Ganpati is also a servitor and devotee of the Lord. You are doing it as his service to him and glorification. For Prabhupada appearance or for any other Acharya's appearance, we do so much of celebration, Mataji. So Ganpati also is the servitor of the Lord. We can do it for him also, Mataji.
Yeah, but now supposing they call us for the celebration, then they give prasad. What about the prasad? Can you consume?
Mataji, you, in your manasa, you offer it to the Lord and eat. Mataji, Ganpati will be very happy. You put tilakam and go and stand in front of him. He is very happy to see Vaishnavas there. He is very pleased. He knows his position. He knows who is the Supreme Lord. We don't have to tell him anything. You offer, see, it's like whatever is offered to him, you just take it as the prasadam because Ganpati himself will offer to the Lord and eat. So you take it as Mahaprasadam of Ganpati. That's all, Mataji.
Okay, thank you so much,
Don't
Mataji.
want to eat completely also. Just take one bite as a respect to the prasadam and that's all that you can give it to somebody else.
Yeah, this was bothering me from so long, It's
So
like
much.
very hard. You can live also, you can die also.
Mataji, it's fine, Mataji, because we cannot cut off everybody around us and then it comes across as completely different to the other people that, these people are only after Krishna and they don't have any respect for others. That is not what Krishna has told.
Yes.
No demigod should be disrespected. Guru Maharaj himself has told no demigod should be disrespected because they are in a much elevated position than us.
Yeah, but we have been also told not to consume a prasad, no, Mataji. So that's a confusion.
Take only one bite, Mataji, and chant the name of Krishna, take it, and then rest you give it to somebody else. That's all.
Okay, now Mata is also now, Navaratri will also come. Again, the same story.
Now Navaratri will come, no problem. Amman is nothing but, Mata is the sister of Krishna. Just see her as the energy of Krishna and just honor her, Mataji. What's wrong in it? She is Maya Devi, Durga Devi. It's fine.
Okay, I feel so relieved, Mataji. It was heavy on me. I didn't get a proper answer. So I thought, let me try.
Navaratri celebrations and pray to Durga Devi to release us from her Maya or whatever her energy and get into, Krishna Seva and Krishna Bhakti even more intensely. Go and worship to all the demigods to actually help us do our Krishna Bhakti. They are very pleased, Mataji.
Earlier, I used to pray to Durga Mata. But after I went to Vaishno Devi, there I prayed to her. I said, now I have chosen Krishna path. Please help me.
That's enough. You can do it. Even Guru Maharaj was going on a chariot somewhere and suddenly he saw a Mata Ka temple. He got down from the chariot and he went down and paid obeisances. And when disciples asked, why are you doing this, Guru Maharaj? He says, no, she is the sister of Krishna. She is the in charge of this material world. Only by her mercy we can get out of this material world. We can pray to her also as the energy of Krishna. There is nothing wrong in it.
Okay, Mataji. Wonderful explanation, Mataji. Thank you so much.
See, Prabhupada always used to say, even Krishna has told, demigod worship is not required. But we are still not in that platform that we can disrespect or disregard, because people around us are having their own faiths, and we have to keep, kind of a respect towards their
Respect. Yes,
we
yes.
are not in a temple or in an ashram, then we don't have to look at anything of this, Mataji, but we are grahasthas. So we have to take care of these things, because otherwise it sends a very wrong kind of a impression that Krishna Bhaktas are like this.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much. I feel really relieved today.
Vasudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
Dandavat.
A small clearance from in the point of pravritti, you told that it's like we'll be in grihastha life, enjoy and little elevate, and then get to detachment, no Mataji.
Yes.
Here also we get detachment by downtoiling to Krishna's bhakti process only, no Mataji.
Correct. That is central to everything, Mataji. For all varnas, all ashrams, Vedic rules and regulations. Vedas are nothing but the instructions which have come from Krishna. So all those rules and regulations, if you follow only, then you will be enjoying a bit, but that too also regulated enjoyment and elevation will happen, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you,
Otherwise,
Mataji.
if you don't follow Shastra or instructions, then that is not different from animals only.
Another part, that is. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Swati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Mataji, my question is, Lord created this universe because to perform his pastimes or for because of our desires?
What do you think, Mataji?
Please tell Mataji.
What does everybody think? For himself did he perform, or for us he did it? This material
Desire.
For us, Mataji, because we wanted to.
We want separately, Mataji.
But he was so merciful that he is there with us as Paramatma, and he's given this
Still he didn't leave us
to come out of this.
Yes. Yeah. Suma Mataji, I will answer that later. Yeah, Mataji. First, some of the souls developed a desire to enjoy separately from Krishna. So he says in the spiritual world, there cannot be separate enjoyment from him. So he says, okay, there's one place where you can go and enjoy or whatever it is. And also, he comes here to perform those pastimes to attract us back to the eternal abode. So this is one aspect of it. See, in this material world, that is why he did not make it like the spiritual world. There are dualities, so that we realize this is not our place and we have to go back. So this is a pastime. And above all, Mataji, the second point also is important, and it is also equally relevant, that he has done for his pleasure. So Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. Anything, everything he does, first is for his pleasure. See, like, if somebody is very creative and he's bored and he'll keep doing so many new things. So basically, Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. That also is right. He has created the spiritual world. He has created the jivas, and the jivas who didn't want to be there, he created a separate place for him. It's all his pastime. It's all for his pleasure.
Mataji, one more thing. Previously, we are with Krishna only. Our our past before desire. We are with
Where we with Krishna? Where we with Krishna? That's what you're asking.
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, there are two theories to it. It's still not very clear. Some theories of the acharyas say that. One theory says that we were initially in Goloka, and from there we have come down because we developed a desire. Then people used to argue, then what is the point in front of Krishna? How can we develop a certain desire that we want to enjoy separate, and why we have fallen down? So then the second set of acharyas have said that the souls who are present here now have never been to Goloka. They all have come from the Karnodakshaya ocean. That is the border of the spiritual and material worlds. From Mahavishnu, all the souls have come. Till now, the souls here haven't gone to the spiritual world. That's why the scriptures say that when you go to the spiritual world, you will never come back. So that theory is not very clear till now, because even I have asked these questions to various people in Mayapur, the teachers and everybody. They said these are these two theories. So they say that we have come basically from Karana ocean. The origin of the souls are taking from Mahavishnu near the Karana ocean. So till now, we haven't gone. See, if you want to think in that way, Mahavishnu is nothing but an expansion of Krishna. So in a way, indirectly, we all have come from Krishna only. That is 100% true. But exactly whether we were in Goloka or not is not very clear. Some of the acharyas have said that the soul has fallen from Goloka, and then everybody questioned, then if we have fallen once from Goloka, what is the guarantee that we will not fall again? But if you see in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has told in various places that once you attain my abode, you will never come back. So for that, certain acharyas have said that we have come from the border, origin, the place of spiritual and material world, that is Karana ocean.
It means Garbhodaksha in Vishnu navel. From
Karnodaksha Vishnu Mataji, who is the one who is in the Karana ocean.
Oh, from Karana Daksha Vishnu navel we came, Mataji.
Yes, yes. That is one of the Acharya's explanation. Yes.
Okay,
And at the
Mataji.
time of
Thank you, Mataji.
dissolution, we will enter the body of that Karnodakshai Vishnu Mataji. When the Mahapralaya, 100 years of Brahma is over, then everything, entire creation enters into the, the stomach of Mahavishnu, and Mahavishnu alone will be lying on Karana ocean till again the creation starts.
Yes, Mataji, because your second sect is very nicely you elaborated. But first one, because we are in Goloka, how can we come back here?
Yes.
Even I think the second one, Mataji, even I was thinking the same.
Yes, yes.
Because Krishna assures, in chapter 8 and 9,
yes,
he says, repeatedly he says,
yeah, you will never come back. You will never come back. 4th chapter also he says, even, he keeps telling that when you go attain my abode, you will not come back.
Yes.
Yes. So, and Mataji, Suma Mataji, you're saying giving donation for demigod worship, we are encouraging demigod worship. Mataji, it's not that we are encouraging. Krishna also has said that this is one of the ways of worshipping, and people with a different faith or a point in their conscious is that they are interested in the karma kanda activities or results for their own any material desires. Such people can worship demigods. And Krishna has told in the 3rd chapter also that, offering sacrifices to demigods is a part of the duty of the souls. So it is for the people who are in very basic level of consciousness, this demigod worship is allowed. At least indirectly, they will be praying Krishna. Only in the 9th chapter, Krishna says, Avidipurvakam. You're doing it in a wrong way. You're worshipping me through the demigods, but it is in the wrong way. You can pray directly to me. But in the 3rd chapter, he says it's demigod worship. You have to partake whatever you have to the demigods also, sacrifices also. Indra, Chandra, Varuna, everybody has to be prayed. And it is also there in the procedure, Mataji. People of different conscious levels can approach the Lord in different ways, and the Lord accepts it so that they have faith in the higher authority, and gradually they will purify their conscious and come to the topmost truth, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Those who worship the demigods are not so intelligent, he says. No,
that's
Mataji.
what they say, because they don't know that they get only limited results, and they are not the people who understand this concept of liberation. So they are happy that whatever desires they have, if they are being fulfilled by demigods, they are happy with it, Mataji.
Mataji, by demigod worship, will there be elevation, Mataji, just like how we do Varnashrama dharma? Because there is a elevation.
Demigod worship, they said, no, Yanti Deva, Vrata Deva, and you will just attain their planets, and again you have to come back, Mataji.
So it is even more...
it's riskier. It is that you will not get liberation and you will not go to the spiritual world. You will be here somewhere in the higher lokas.
Krishna is there. Why not make Krishna direct? Take the lift. No, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
I said Krishna is there. Direct lift is there. Why go through the ladder?
That's good. But that realization should come, no, Mataji. One has to understand it and realize it gradually, Mataji.
Yeah.
It's like, Yanti Deva, Vrata Devan, Pitru Yanti Pitruvataha. So you'll go to those lokas and come back. That's what will happen. That's all.
Mataji, in previous classes, when one of the Goloka chart, when they were explaining, they said, Mataji, like Mahavishnu will be lying in the Karna ocean, and the spiritual world is entirely different on top of that, those 8 layers.
Yes.
So is it the reason, Mataji, like we will be, at the time of dissolution, we'll go and...
you will rest in Mahavishnu's stomach, Mataji. The entire material world will go rest in Mahavishnu's stomach.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Pranams.
If everybody's doubts are over, we can stop.
Yeah, we can end, Mataji.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you.
We'll end the session. Yeah.
Mataji.
Hari bol.
Hari
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitana Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone. Hari
Wonderful
bol.
class, Mataji, with lot of clarity.
Thank
Dhanwad
you.
Pranam Mataji.
Yeah, I'm ending the session. Hari bol. Shall I end the Mataji?
Yeah, Hare
Shall I
Krishna
end?
Mataji.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Hare
Come
Krishna.
on,
Hare
come
bol.
on.